Good afternoon, Dominic Tailbird. Let's begin the warm-up session. Describe your typical working day.
My day starts with a prayer. After completing my daily routines, I reach my workstation by 7:30. Before taking the handover, I complete my inventories and update the crash cart medication and dressing trolley. After receiving the handover, I interact with my patients to identify their health needs. Based on my assessment plan, a nursing care plan, and provide quality care for my patients. Afterward, I assist the physician in his work and carry out necessary clinical orders. Meanwhile, I find some time to interact with my colleagues and maintain a good rapport with them. My duty ends by 3:30 after giving a handover to the next scheduled staff members.
Do you think nurses should attend continuous nursing education?
Yes, I do. The continuous nursing education program helps nurses to update themselves with the current practices in their profession. Moreover, nowadays it is mandatory to have specific hours of continuing nursing education to renew the nursing registration. Hence, continuous nursing education is very important for nurses.
What do you find rewarding about being a nurse?
I truly love helping people, and the most rewarding thing for me as a nurse is seeing the joy of patients and their families. It is always a priceless feeling to see our patients recover to a normal life after going through a difficult time. Throughout my years as a nurse, I have seen many heartbreaking times as well, and being able to help those families cope with loss has been very difficult, but also rewarding.
Tell me what you feel your greatest skill as a nurse is.
My greatest skill as a nurse is my communication ability. I'm very proud of my ability to listen to what a patient is telling me. Nothing frustrates them more than feeling as though they're not being heard, and actively listening can help make someone comfortable. In addition, I learned that addressing their concerns and communicating assuredly make them feel comfortable, which is important to receiving quality care.
What do you find is the hardest part about being a nurse?
I think the hardest thing I've had to deal with is feeling helpless. While it's my job to provide as much care and comfort as medically possible, there are times when I just can't do more. Seeing someone in pain or feeling miserable and knowing there's nothing you can do to help is the most difficult thing I deal with. I am a nurse because I genuinely care about people and want to help, and when I can't, that's hard.
Your preparation time is over. You can now start your OET speaking roleplay.
Good morning. My name is Dominic Tailbird, and I'll be taking care of you during your visit today. Could you confirm your name, please?
My name is Mihira.
Thank you, Mihira. I hope the recovery process hasn't been too difficult for you. I understand you've come in to have your dressing changed and your splint checked. Let's ensure everything is progressing as expected and address any concerns you might have. Before we begin, can you tell me a bit about how the accident happened? It will help us understand your injury better and guide the care we provide.
Oh, hello, nurse. I'm feeling all right, I suppose. The accident? Well, it was so sudden. The accident happened while I was cleaning the fish tank. I accidentally cut my hand on a piece of broken glass. I didn't realize the severity of the cut until the bleeding wouldn't stop. It was quite frightening.
Thank you for sharing that, Mihira. It sounds like it was a very alarming incident. Now, since the surgery was just a week ago, I'd like to understand how you've been managing the splint at home.
Well, to be honest, I haven't worn it as much as I probably should have. It's uncomfortable, and I feel like I can move my hand fine without it. I don't really see the point in keeping it on all the time.
Oh, Mihira, I completely understand that the splint might feel cumbersome or inconvenient. It's natural to want more freedom with your hand, especially when it starts feeling better. Let me explain why the splint is so vital for your recovery. The surgery repaired a severed tendon in your left hand, a critical structure that allows your fingers to move properly. The splint acts like a shield for this delicate repair. It supports the healing tissue, prevents the tendon from overstretching, and ensures everything stays aligned for proper recovery. We certainly don't want that for you, as it would affect your quality of life. Do you have any concerns or questions?
I suppose it does, but it's just hard to see how it helps when I'm not feeling much pain now. It's hard to believe something so serious is going on under the surface.
Mihira, I can see how this situation might feel frustrating. Recovering from an injury like this can be overwhelming, especially when it seems like things should already be improving. The splint is an important part of this process because it keeps the repaired tendon stable, protected, and in the correct position to heal properly. If the current splint feels uncomfortable or bulky, we can replace it with a new one that is designed for better fit and comfort. I'll ensure it is customized to suit your needs. By the Mihira, based on what you've experienced so far, I would like to know how you feel about the treatment and the importance of wearing the splint.
I thought the surgery fixed everything, so I didn't see why the splint was necessary. So why should I suppose to wear it more?
I'm so glad we talked about this, Mihira. It's completely understandable to feel that way. Surgery often feels like the end of the process. Mihira, I want to take a moment to explain what happened during your surgery and why it's so important to wear the splint as part of your recovery. I know it might feel like everything is fine now because the pain has lessened, but what happened to your hand was a very serious injury. When the tendon in your hand was severed, it disrupted the connection that allows your fingers to move and grip properly. During the surgery, the surgeon carefully repaired the tendon by stitching it back together, which is a delicate and precise process. Tendons are tough but very sensitive structures, and they take time to heal fully after being repaired. This is where the splint comes in. It acts as a vital support for the repaired tendon. It keeps your hand in the right position to avoid any strain on the tendon, helps prevent overstretching, and protects it from accidental movements that could undo the repair. If the splint isn't worn consistently, the tendon can stretch or tear again, which could lead to significant complications. These could include reduced hand strength, difficulty moving your fingers, or even permanent impairment of hand function. That might affect your ability to do everyday tasks, and we definitely want to avoid that. I know wearing the splint can be uncomfortable or inconvenient at times, but it's an essential part of the healing process. Think of it as an investment in ensuring your hand regains its full strength and mobility. Does this explanation help you understand why wearing the splint is so crucial?
Yes, I didn't realize how serious the injury was or how much the splint was helping. I thought the surgery fixed everything, but now I see how important it is to protect the tendon while it heals.
I'm so glad we had this conversation, Mihira. Now, can I have your consent for the new splint?
Yes, let's do that. Thank you for explaining everything.
You're very welcome, Mihira. Let me get the new splint ready, and we'll have you set up in no time.